In Haiti, after days of relative calm, looting. In most of the capital, it's not the police in control, but Haiti's ultra-violent gangs.
Haiti's been on a roller coaster lately with stuff happening that could make you think you're watching a thriller movie from your couch, munching on popcorn.
Attacks and violence by armed gangs across the country have skyrocketed. Both the military and the Prime Minister are nowhere to be found.
It's all real, though. They're pulling in a lot of eyeballs, showing us the raw side of what's going down there through videos.
In an unusual move, the gangs are uniting to bring down the government.
So let's get into it and explore what these viral videos from Haiti are all about. Cannibalism in Haiti. Haiti, known for its lively culture and rocky history, is getting hotter by the day. And I'm not just talking about the weather. Gang trouble is stealing the spotlight, turning this Caribbean spot into something out of a rough movie. With all the mess kicking up, the US and Germany decided it was too hot to handle and pulled their teams out. Now, into this wild mix, there's a video that's freezing people in their tracks all over the globe. It shows something so grim that it seems made up. Someone claimed to be a gang guy doing something dark. We're talking cannibalism level dark. But get this, the video's actually old news from a couple of years back, tied to a nasty feud between local gangs in Haiti's Artibonite Valley. So why is this old horror story popping up now? It's because of Jimmy Cherizier, also known as Barbecue, stepping up as Haiti's big bad wolf. This dude, running the G9 and Family Gang, has a name that's as blazing as his actions, stirring up rumors of him being a real nightmare to his foes, or maybe it's just a nickname his mom gave him back in the day. While this personal drama unfolds, Port-au-Prince is in chaos, with gangs like G9 pulling off stunts straight out of a battle scene. Their plan: to take down police and government figures and block Prime Minister Ariel Henry from getting back in charge. Haiti assassination investigation. All right, let me tell you about this intense situation in Haiti that seems too bizarre to be true. Yet unfortunately, it is. So, the president of Haiti, Jovenel Moïse, got killed, and ever since, it's been a whirlwind of mystery and danger. The people trying to solve the case, like court clerks and investigators, are getting some scary threats, super specific ones, through texts that make your skin crawl. These folks, like Marcelin Valentin and Wakey Philistine, are deep in this mess and screaming for help because the danger is just too real, hanging over them like a dark cloud. Then there's Carl Henry Destin, the guy who had to check out the crime scene, and now he's hiding because the threats are just ramping up. It seems like the closer they get to figuring things out, the more risky things become. Valentin, for example, is getting these spooky calls, pressuring him to change his findings. It's like someone inside is playing both sides, making everyone nervous. But it's not just the threats that are making things tough. Trying to get to important places or find evidence is like trying to climb a mountain with no gear. It's all tangled up with cops and judges tripping over each other instead of helping the situation. Even the FBI found stuff at Moïse's place that everyone else missed, showing how messed up and maybe even tampered with the investigation was. Important witnesses, like the president's guards, just vanished before they could tell their side of the story. Then there's the chaos of hearing from Moïse's security and family, uncovering how shaky the protection was that night, full of fear and confusion. And the suspects, like these former Colombian soldiers, are caught in a storm of madness, making the investigation even more of a head-scratcher. In this whole crazy scenario, you've got Americans like James Soliges and Joseph Vincent caught up in it, blurring the lines between what was supposed to be a simple arrest and what turned into a disastrous event. The more they dig into this, the more they hit walls of delays and missing pieces. With every step, it seems like finding the truth gets harder, making you wonder about what's really going on and who you can trust. Haiti gangs demand PM resign after mass jailbreak. In the heart of Port-au-Prince, gangs have taken over big time, controlling about 80% of the city. It's like walking into a modern-day Wild West, with Prime Minister Ariel Henry missing in action after heading off to Kenya, leaving a city in turmoil. Things kicked off one weekend when gang leaders, bold as ever, stormed two prisons, one smack in the middle of Port-au-Prince and another in Croix de Bouquet. It's a scenario you'd expect in a thriller movie, but this is the harsh reality, with the government declaring a huge red alert over these daring moves. They even set a curfew starting at 8 p.m., trying to keep a lid on the chaos. But wait, it gets thicker. The police were targeted, taking hits, which seemed to be part of a plan by the gangs to divert attention and spring their mates from jail. These weren't minor league players either. One of the prisons held folks connected to the 2021 killing of President Jovenel Moïse. Since then, it's been a downward spiral into madness, with gang violence on the rise and the president's chair eerily empty. Now, Port-au-Prince is almost like a ghost town, with blockades everywhere, schools closed, stores shut, and looting becoming the norm. There's a heavy air of fear, with thousands hunkering down in a school, trying to stay safe together. This whole mess got a new twist with Prime Minister Henry's trip to Nairobi, where he was supposedly looking for help from a Kenyan-led team to calm things down. But back on his home turf, a gang boss named Barbecue was stirring the pot, challenging Henry's shaky rule. After the dust settled, the scene was dire. The main prison in the capital was compromised, guards nowhere to be found, with reports of empty cells and a scene of despair. People are losing their patience, loudly demanding Henry's step down. Amidst all this chaos, with protests igniting and political standstill choking the life out of any hope for peace, Haiti is teetering on the edge. Claude Joseph, once acting prime minister, is voicing what many feel, saying Henry has overstayed his welcome, while the streets are filled with the sounds of a nation desperate for change. After flooding. So check this out. Over one weekend, in June 2023, Haiti got hit super hard by crazy heavy rains. We're talking about so much water that streets turned into rivers and houses looked like little islands. It was brutal. The numbers were grim, with 42 people not making it and 85 getting hurt, according to the folks in charge of keeping everyone safe in Haiti. The situation was wild. There were flash floods, rock slides, and landslides just ripping through places, something even the United Nations was talking about. Over 13,000 people had to leave their homes because of all this chaos, affecting a good chunk of Haiti's regions. Now, with things looking pretty bad, Haiti's Prime Minister Ariel Henry was like, "We need to go all in," working with teams from all over to handle this massive problem. As the rain didn't let up, more and more people were in trouble, leading to a bunch of emergency teams and aid groups hitting the ground to help out. The World Food Programme was right there, giving out food and making sure people had something to eat. But here's the kicker. Haiti's been juggling a lot more than just nasty weather. They've got this triple mess of crime issues, political instability, and disaster after disaster. Relying on aid has become kind of the norm there, given how tough things have been. The weather watchers at the UN are stressing big time, warning that more rain could lead to even more bad news, like more flooding and landslides. And with the land already super wet and unable to take any more water, the upcoming hurricane season is looking pretty daunting. It's like this epic battle between nature and the people of Haiti, and the big push now is to get a solid plan in place to protect everyone from whatever Mother Nature throws at them next. Gangs in Haiti try to seize control of main airport. Buckle up for a story that's more intense than a movie plot happening right now in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. So, the city's main airport, Toussaint Louverture International, has become a hotspot with gangs trying to take over. It's been wild, with clashes involving the police and some pretty heavy scenes that you'd think were from a film. But nope, it's the real deal over there. The action at the airport? That's just the start. It's just the tip of the iceberg. The whole country is riding a massive wave of chaos. Rumor has it, Things get even crazier when the sun goes down, with the city basically turning into a ghost town under a tight curfew. The UN is freaking out about these attacks, especially on important places like airports and prisons. Haiti's top guy in charge, Patrick Boisvert, had to declare an emergency, trying to get the police to handle the chaos. And get this, the gangs running wild have got a big part of the capital under their control. While all this is going down, Haiti is casting hopeful eyes at the UN, pleading for a security squad to come to the rescue and untangle this knot. The UN's on board, but they're saying it's going to need a lot of money to get things under control. Back in Haiti, the police are having a tough time dealing with the gang power, facing losses, and trying to keep up in what feels like a scene from a battle movie. It's a real-life drama in Haiti, with the government, gangs, and the world watching how this struggle for power and peace plays out. Rights advocates demand end to Haiti deportations. Let's talk about something really important going on right now that's catching a lot of eyes worldwide. There's a huge call to stop sending migrants and people looking for safety back to Haiti. Why all the fuss? Well, Haiti's in a real bad spot, with gangs stirring up trouble and politics in a mess. Guerlain Joseph from the Haitian Bridge Alliance made it super clear in Washington, D.C. Haiti's not a safe place even for its own people. In Port-au-Prince, things are rough, with over 360,000 Haitians having to leave their homes. And yet, there's been a big increase in folks being sent right back into that chaos. Digging into Haiti's recent past, you find a lot of problems. The economy's tanked, healthcare's fallen apart, and schools are barely hanging on. The whole world, including big names like the UN, is shouting out to take it easy on Haitians, saying we shouldn't force them to go back to such a hard situation. But here's a twist that's causing more trouble. The Dominican Republic, which is right next door to Haiti, is under fire for pushing out lots of Haitians. Amnesty International has called them out, saying it's not only wrong, but also dangerous. Over in the US, there's a lot of talk about making sure Haitians can stay a bit longer without the fear of being sent back, thanks to something called Temporary Protected Status, TPS. But time's running out, and nobody's saying if they'll extend it. The US Coast Guard has been picking up Haitian migrants from the sea, showing the tough stance on immigration is still on. The guy in charge of Homeland Security, Mayorkas, is all about sending people back quickly. And with the US election coming up, how to handle Haitian immigrants is getting a lot of attention, sparking debates and strong opinions. Advocates are really pushing against the US government, especially with President Biden in charge, telling them to stop sending Haitians back and pointing out how rough things are in Haiti, challenging the promises of a fair approach to immigration. The US contingency plan. Let's think about the situation in Haiti and how it's been going through some really tough times, right? And then there's the US, which seems to be on the sidelines, watching it all unfold. But it turns out the US does have a plan up its sleeve. Now here's a twist. The US hinted that Haitians trying to escape the chaos wouldn't exactly be welcomed with open arms. Instead, there was talk about sending them to Guantanamo Bay, famous for its tough prison. Now imagine hearing this and thinking it's like something out of a movie. General Laura Richardson of the US Southern Command even talked about getting ready for a bunch of people arriving. But they were quick to say that this place for migrants is different from the notorious prison sections. This isn't the first time the US has used Guantanamo for Haitian refugees. It happened after Haiti's 1991 political upheaval and the massive earthquake in 2010. Even with all the troubles back then, the US was all about keeping Haitians from heading to their coast. Looking at the bigger picture, the US has been deeply involved in Haiti's story for a long time, from pushing their weight around economically in the early 1900s to taking over for a bit, to backing some not-so-great leaders, and then to policies and actions that ended up sending more guns and problems to Haiti. The US has played a major role in the ups and downs of Haiti's history. So now, with this new refugee situation, Guantanamo is back in the spotlight, reminding us of the tough spots in the US-Haiti relationship. With all these past events casting a shadow, the debate over what the US is doing in Haiti keeps on brewing, showing how tangled and tricky this international affair is. Haitian police seize hijacked cargo ship after 5-hour shootout. Let me tell you about some intense stuff that went down in Haiti on April 8, 2024. It was like something out of a movie, but real. So, there's this ship, the Magali, loaded up with rice and getting ready to head out. But then, out of nowhere, it gets caught in a major face-off right off Port-au-Prince. The bad guys in this scene are two notorious gangs, 5 Seconds and the Taliban. They took over the ship, grabbed the crew, and made off with tons of rice. What followed was no quick skirmish. It turned into a massive 5-hour fight. The police, even though they were outmatched, managed to come out on top, putting a dent in the gang's plans. This showdown was more than just a victory. It was the police making a strong point. Despite being under-resourced, they stood their ground against the gangs that have been causing chaos, and the Magali's rice, it was super important, meant for people in Cap Haitien, waiting desperately for it, but that's not the end of it. On dry land, the police scored another win by seizing a big stash of weapons in Cap Haitien, tracked all the way from Miami. This find was a big deal, shedding light on the international links feeding into Haiti's unrest. The drama keeps building with the Taliban gang's bold move on a Canaan police station. They went all out, not just with firepower, but even used heavy machinery, leaving the place in shambles and everyone in shock. Haiti's been on a rough ride, with gangs bold enough to hit major spots like the airport and the biggest prison, kicking off total chaos. With all this going on, Prime Minister Ariel Henry is talking about possibly stepping down, adding to the drama. And now, there's talk about bringing in a UN-backed East African police force to help out. Haiti's story is really one of fighting back, trying to find some peace amid all the trouble, a true test of the nation's spirit. Hunger in Haiti. So let me share a story that's not from a fairy tale, but real life, set in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. There's this young woman, Sarah, 20 years old, studying computer science. Everything changed for her and many others when President Jovenel Moïse was killed in July 2021. That event threw Haiti into even deeper trouble, hitting the young folks hard. Sarah ended up living in what used to be a cinema, now turned into a crowded shelter for about 100 families, including hers. It's pretty sad, you know, thinking about how a place where movies used to roll is now packed with folks just trying to get by, lacking even the simplest stuff like clean water or proper bathrooms. In this tough spot, Sarah took on looking after her baby godson. They faced hunger every day, a struggle that followed them from waking to sleeping. The camp was a tough place, with sickness spreading and medical help too expensive to think about. Haiti was going through a really rough time, with over 360,000 people having to leave their homes. Help was coming from places like the Dominican Republic, but getting it to where it was needed was a huge problem, especially with travel in and out of Port-au-Prince being blocked. The country was struggling without a steady government, making things even harder and more dangerous. But there's a bit of a brighter spot in Cap Haitien, a city in the north. People escaping the chaos in the capital found a bit of peace there. Thanks to efforts from the local community and police, there was some safety, though the city was under a lot of pressure with so many new people needing help. One glimmer of hope in Cap Haitien is the Second Mile organization. They're doing amazing work to fight hunger, especially for kids. A 6-month-old, Jezelyn Joseph, is one of the many they've helped. The people running Second Mile, like Jen Schenk, not only provide food but also teach mothers about nutrition, helping build a community that can stand strong against hunger. But helping Haiti isn't easy. Schenk remembers how aid efforts after the 2010 earthquake didn't always hit the mark. She's pushing for a change, saying we should support local groups in Haiti to help them recover in a lasting way, not just with quick fixes. It's about empowering the Haitian people, helping them build a better future on their own terms. Kenya approved police deployment mission. Kenya's bigwigs, the lawmakers, decided to make a splash on the global stage. In 2023, they okayed a pretty gutsy plan to send their police force to Haiti. Why? To help calm down some serious gang troubles over there. Kenya was all geared up to send a whopping 1,000 officers, responding to Haiti's SOS in the midst of some major gang chaos. But here comes a twist in the tale. The whole thing got a bit rocky when an opposition party called Foul, arguing that the move didn't really get the public's nod and that it bent the rules by sending cops instead of the army to do the job overseas. Despite this legal drama, Deputy Speaker Gladys Boss and her team in Parliament didn't back down. They stood firm, voting to push on with the Haiti mission. They even had a report saying they checked in with the people and made sure everything was by the book. Gabriel Tongoyo, who's leading the parliamentary charge, laid out the whole game plan, saying this mission would run for a year with the UN picking up the tab. Now, over in Haiti, things were pretty bad, with gangs out of control and many people losing their homes. So, Kenya's offer to help was a big deal, a ray of hope, you know? But the drama didn't stop there. The courtroom showdown was set to keep rolling with a big hearing on January 26, 2024. Lawyer Charles Medenga was right in the middle, keeping the legal battle alive. It was like watching a TV drama, mixing up international aid, courtroom battles, and the push to sort out the mess in Haiti. So we've just stumbled upon some videos from Haiti that are spreading like wildfire online. These clips are so powerful and full of emotion that they almost don't feel real. I'm super keen to hear what you think about them. Why not drop your thoughts in the comments and let's get a conversation going? These videos really make us question what's real, right?